Hey my sugar bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, J.Nichole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo?
Hey, what's up, my bougie bears? Welcome back to my channel, and you are tuned in to your host J.Nichole, and this is the J.Nichole show, right? So I wanted to introduce this. So when I do my talking shit, it's most definitely to be lively. It's most definitely shit talking. It's in the name of the Kim Wayans of the world. Women who were just known for talking their shit. So it was just like, it only made sense to me that I did this. Like, who's notorious for just always talking shit? Max from Living Single. Who else out here talking their shit? Any character that Jennifer Lewis ever played? They talk their shit. So that's what we're going to do. So I decided that I wanted to finally give my opinion and talk about Miss Lizzo and everything that's going on with this fat shaming. So if this is your first time here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to it. So y'all know I have my I have my womanist slide going in the background just to just make sure we're clear. I most definitely stand and support women. So, but like I said, I'm gonna give it up when it's time to give it up. And so for me, this is actually one of those times that I feel like it's time for us to have a conversation about Lizzo. So if you've been living under a rock and don't know that Lizzo has addressed unfair body shame comments, and basically saying this shouldn't be okay. So she also this past weekend, which nobody's really kind of talking about, but she released a song featuring Cardi B, and the song is called Rumors, right? So I'm gonna let you guys listen to that song a little bit because we don't need any type of copyright problems, but I'm gonna bring up the article. And let's get into it. Okay, so this article is at Love B. Scott. Love him. Make sure you check out everything that he is doing. And it says, Lizzo addresses unfair body shaming comments. This shouldn't be okay. All right. And I'm going to try as much as possible to not to interject too much. Not because I don't want to, but I want to make sure that it's clear. And I want to make sure that it's... I'm going to talk some shit now. I'm going to talk some shit, but I want to make sure it's clear on why I'm talking some shit. And I want to make sure it's clear because I'm a fan of Lizzo, right? And I think that probably will be lost because that's just how, that's how my folks do, Black folks. They don't like any critique, any type of opinion, anything that says nay to anything that they're doing. Especially as a woman, it's so easy for any time that we have to provide commentary for other women and things that they do and stuff like that. Oh, she's a hater and da-da-da-da. And that's just the easy spin on it, because it's like, how could you say that when you can clearly see a whole channel dedicated to great things that women do? I have no problem complimenting women. Like that it's not that big a deal for me. Like that's not it. But I also have the right to be, like I said, objective and have critical thinking and perspectives that aren't the same. And that's just that. And I don't want people like, well, it's not what you say, it's how you say. And I also say bullshit on that too. Like I said in my previous video, I've been swearing for all of the 3 minutes and 28 seconds I've been doing this video. But like I said in my previous video, it's because I'm another woman, and women like to take offense to, I guess, our tone or another woman speaking to them. Because if I was a man talking the same shit like these men do, like Charlemagne the Lesser Charge has done over the years, where he's downgraded and talked shit to women, like Little Duval gets on Instagram and give his opinion about women. There's just so many countless men. Bootsy is always here for the tea and giving his good old opinion about Lori Harvey, right? That cascaded to other men giving their opinion about Lori Harvey, and then she's trending about how she dates and if whether or not she can still be considered a good girl because she's had multiple boyfriends. Like, come on, bullshit. So yeah, I don't even know how we got there. But I was just trying to say there's not that tone policing from women when it comes to men saying what they have to say. Anyway, In a new interview with Good Morning America, Lizzo opened up about online vitriol she receives. VIA revolt. I don't mind critiques about me, my music, she said. I don't even mind the fat comments. You know, I just feel like it's unfair sometimes. The treatment that people the treatment that people like me receive. I didn't know what she was talking about, to be completely honest, at first. Only because I knew she was talking about her weight, but then she was like, the treatment that people like me receive. And I didn't understand. Do you mean fat people? I said I wasn't gonna. You mean you don't like the treatment that fat people receive, but you started off with saying, I don't mind the fat comment. What treatment are you specifically receiving due to your fatness that isn't popularity, financially you're gaining, you have a career. So again, I am really trying to understand. And I'm not saying big girls don't have it bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking everyone to sit back and think, what treatment is this big girl getting that she's speaking about right now? Right? Right, like she's honored on TV. She gets awards. She's performing at festivals. She's performing on award shows. I am trying to understand the bigger message that she thinks that she's trying. What is she saying? The treatment that people like me receive, and what is the treatment currently right now? Are we going back to the fat thing that you said that you're not complaining about? People are like, don't let them see you with your head down. My head is always up, she continued. I know that's right. Motherfucker can't say they see me with my head down. Lies. Even when I'm upset and even when I'm crying, facts. My head is up. But I know it's my job as an artist to reflect at times. And this should not fly. This shouldn't be okay. Ultimately, despite the negativity that is spewed at her, she believes she was built to handle it all. You go, girl. But why are we talking about it then? God doesn't give me anything I can't handle. Oh, you can't, gotta drop a little scripture in there. And God also gave me the gift to be fearless in my vulnerability, to help inspire people. She said, I don't ever mean to alarm someone. People just need to know I've got this. Whew. Girl, you are giving it up. You got righteous with it. Yeah. Lizzo's GMA interview comes at the heels of the release of her Cardi B assisted single Rumors, which triggered unnecessary comments about the collaboration and her body. What is different than any other time? What is different than any other time? I mean. I'm a dark-skinned black woman. There's tons of people who think I am ugly. People think you're fat. There are so many people who've come into the game that had to go through things because of beauty standards. Why don't you ask Miss Patti LaBelle about that? There's tons of people, right? This becomes disingenuous with her because we keep on having to visit this topic continuously. Either you got it or you don't. Because this doesn't say got it. Like even Monique, the comedian, when she was heavy set, really heavy. Yes, people said shit and talked about her weight. But she didn't play around with it. She had it. She understood. She could crack those jokes back and she kept it moving. But to ask in the world to say that this is different in what I'm going through, no. No, I don't agree with her. I think she's full of shit, to be completely honest with you guys. And I still like her music. And I can say that when it comes to this right here, what we're talking about, she's full of shit. I just think that when I'm working this hard, my tolerance gets lower. My patience is, for the most part, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't care. Then the umpteenth time, okay, Lizzo, said while crying on a recent Instagram live. I just think when I'm working this hard, my tolerance gets lower. My patience is lower. I'm more sensitive and it gets to me. After the singer's venting session, Cardi, who Lizzo calls her cheerleader, later shared a virtual message to the bullies who tried to tear her friend down. We'll get to Cardi in a second. she does this every time. Like every time she's in the news, it becomes like either her fans are mad at her because she's losing weight, because they feel like she's being hypocritical to being okay with her being fat, or she's in the news. I'm sorry, my throat is getting a little hoarse. Or she's in the news for her behavior at the Lakers game and her ass all out. This week, I just happened to be online and she's at a park with kids and her ass is all out. You know what I'm saying? Like little skimpy clothes and the dress is coming all. And I am not body shaming, because sis, wear it. You be looking good, and I can't say that it's like grotesque, but at the same time, I can't tell you that I would want someone smaller than you to be behaving the way you're behaving out here. That's what it's about. It's always been about your inappropriate behavior and that you are being manipulative and trying to twist it into fucking fat shaming. I knew a girl just like you who swore she had her confidence all together and she was that bitch and she loved the skin she in. Man, showed up just like you, loud, all over the place, wearing clothes that she shouldn't be wearing because it just didn't fit her body, all for attention. Come on now. Same girl 20 years later. Bothered by me. Like, come on. Still insecure as fuck. Is there some shit you just don't say? Is there some shit you just not bothered by? Okay? At a certain age. And we at that certain age. So I know the Lizzos. This shit don't be real. And I'm not, and as a woman, because I want to be clear, I'm not jumping on you because I'm saying, oh, I've never been through things. I've never went through my insecurity. I'm not doing that. But just, I don't like feeling manipulated. And this feels manipulative because people have a problem with your behavior and they don't have a problem with what you're wearing. They don't have a problem with your weight. If it was a skinny person behaved like you behaving around children and kids taking pictures of your big ass out, then no, that is totally different. I'd have that same problem with the skinny girl if she had her boobs out in inappropriate places. So stop saying and find you can't even think of a situation where that was even accepted for a skinny girl. Like it was always talked about. They were always looked at as inappropriate, or they were looked at a certain way. You can't say that we've seen this done before. When Janet Jackson's boob popped out, you know what happened there, right? So stop acting like it's a you thing because you're big. You're full of shit. I also think that you doing this because I think the song that just came out, and I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm not going to show you guys too much because I don't need no copyright strikes or any of that stuff. So we're going to keep it to the 15 seconds. But yeah, hold on one second. So I already got my flyer made for this. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see it. But then I'm going to put it, and then I'm going to put something else back up. So, because I'm not going to show a lot of this video. So hold on one second. That's the flyer. All right, y'all. So I'm about to play a little bit of it. I'm only going to give you like 15 seconds. I'm probably, and the reason I'm playing this for you, because I just want you guys to listen to, how Lizzo raps this and how she raps. I want you guys to listen to the flow, and I want you to tell me, because I will tell you guys, go listen to it, and I will tell you that Cardi B did a good job on her part. But you know, Cardi B just knows how to ride the beat, and she just finds her pocket, and she does that really well. You know what I'm saying? So it was good for, you know, she did what Cardi B does. But I just want you to pay attention to Lizzo's part. I'm probably gonna cut some of it out. So that is some of the video. What I wanted you guys to pay attention to, like if you heard the words in the beginning of that song, she talked about, oh, people talk about what I post, yeah, saying I'm turning big girls into hoes, yeah, something like that. But then she went into her, I don't know what the fuck it was, because the whole time that she rapped, she sounded just like that, like as if though I'm talking to you. That's how she sounded. She sounded just like that. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to take this off the screen. Hold on. I put it on. God damn. They say I'm turning big girls into hoes. God damn. They say that I get groupies at my show. God damn. All the rumors are true. Yeah. What the fuck is that? And it keeps going on like that. Like, I literally thought, oh, my kitty, we got a little, little pyramid Egypt scene going on in the background. She's looking beautiful as always. I'm thinking it's just a fucking monologue. I'm just confused. So, y'all hear a little bit of the song. Going back to the article. And the reason why we're going back to the article, right? Because my feelings are, I don't want this one. Hold on 1 second. There we go. My feelings are that I feel like this is a distraction. Like, I literally feel like we are being bombarded with her complaining about people telling her she's fat, even though she's okay with it and she's not even mad about it. But it's not okay what it does or how it affects people like her. Like, it's just so fucking weird. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to let you guys listen to her. When you stand up for yourself, they claim that you're problematic and sensitive. You got that, most definitely. When you do stand up for yourself, they do claim that. I have that same problem in my real life right now. Motherfuckers really would like you to think that there's something wrong with you because you just won't let them do whatever the fuck they want to. And it's just like, I don't care about your hard knock life. You will not. And it is what the fuck I said it is. That's that. When you stand up for yourself, they claim you're problematic and sensitive. The rapper penned in a tweet, when you don't, they tear you apart until you crying like this. Facts. Whether you skinny, big, plastic, they're gonna always try to put their insecurities on you. Remember, these are nerds looking at the popular table. Is that, wait. Is that what Cardi B said? Hold up. Oh my God. Oh my God, let me go back up. Okay. Oh, that is what. Wow. When you stand up for yourself, they claim your problem. So this is what Cardi B said. Okay. When you stand up for yourself, they claim that you're problematic and sensitive. The rapper penned in a tweet. When you don't, they tear you apart until you're crying like this. Okay. No, I think that's what she said. Yeah, I think that's what she said. Whether you're skinny, big, plastic, they're gonna always. That's okay. That's what Lizzo's still saying. Remember, these are nerds looking at the popular table. Wow, that's so crazy that they think they're popular. I mean, people like you and buy your music, but I mean, on my list of people I would want to meet and talk to, that these are not people. I mean, especially Cardi B. I wouldn't want to meet and talk to Cardi B. I don't feel the need to meet Cardi. Like, what would we talk about? You got this girl. You were gonna get to it. Oh my gosh! Because because Cardi B came out and said, "Don't listen to women because they're just projecting their insecurities on people." So that's what Cardi B came on and said. It's like, it's so weird that this bitch can come out of her mouth and say that about other people's insecurities, but she's pregnant, has done all the surgeries to her body, probably twice. eat surgery like twice or some shit, and she's telling us that we're insecure. You don't think that there's something wrong with that? While you're pregnant, you're already planning some cosmetic surgery to your body. You don't think that maybe you're the problem? You have the insecurities? Like, that is so fucking weird. You done changed your whole fucking face, and you telling women who love their face and love them that they are insecure? Bitch, please. That's how I feel about Cardi B. Like, bitch, please. I have no desire to talk to you. You say some of the stupidest shit. Like, you try to have conversations about things and you don't read, you don't go figure it out. You're talking to the wrong fucking people. Like, people who make you think you said something. And then your boyfriend, I'm sorry. He just acts still like your boyfriend in real life. But then your husband said, oh, leave these women alone. Let them live their lives. But when he had a chance to have a female artist, he was trying to tell her to change her body. Come on. Let's help us help y'all make some motherfucking sense. Facebook also sided with Lizzo and deleted the accounts of trolls who left hateful and distasteful comments under her social media. So here goes Lizzo explaining what happened. I don't agree with this. I mean, like I said, there's like this is part of life, so I'm not quite sure what is so different about hers. I thought she was going to introduce some nuance to what she's been going through, because like I said, every time it's time for her to sit in front of us, we are hearing about her saying either she's feeling rejected and dating and people and shit like that, and it's becoming very gimmicky, right? That every time that we are having to talk about Lizzo is in some terms, in some type of way, about her being some type of victim in the situation, or she's being called out for inappropriate behavior. And I will say, I said in my last video where I talked about a lot of people trying to try to use the things that they, emotionally know grab people, being triggered, traumas, all of that stuff, coming across vulnerable. They immediately are jumping into that bag as soon as they get caught on some bullshit.
Vulnerable side. She doesn't hide her pain or her tears, but she says her fans don't need to worry. Her sense of humor is just as strong, like when I brought up that little celebrity crush of hers. Okay, so do you have any messages for Chris Evans?
Y'all, Chris Evans is gonna block me. I'm not saying his name no more until he say mine. Say my name, say my name.
With a personality of pure joy, it's easy to see why millions love Lizzo. And with songs like this...
Vulnerability is sexy. I think vulnerability is extremely powerful. I'm naked on the cover of the Cause I Love You album. You know what I mean?
When people say the name Lizzo, what words, feelings do you want them to have?
I want that Z to vibrate in their chest. I want them to feel happy. They remember the concerts. They remember the music and the time that my music helped them get through something. And that's pretty powerful. That's iconic. And I'm going to keep it up.
But with the spotlight comes the dark side of fame. And even someone as confident as Lizzo is not immune to the hurt.
Sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back.
Posting this video just days ago, following the vitriolic messages directed at her after the release of her latest song, Rumors, with Cardi B.
It's like it doesn't matter how much positive energy you put into the world, you're still going to have people who have something mean to say about you. It's fatphobic. It's racist and it's hurtful. I don't mind critique about me, my music. I don't even mind the fat comments. I just feel like it's unfair sometimes, the treatment that people like me receive.
At some point, you have to draw the line and say, shaming someone's body is not okay. Racism is not okay.
Right. People are like, don't let them see you with your head down, sis. My head is always up. Even when I'm upset and even when I'm crying, my head is up. But I know it's my job as an artist to reflect the times, and this should not fly. This shouldn't be okay.
And Lizzo refuses to be marginalized, regardless of the attacks.
Black women have been in this industry and innovating it forever. It is unfortunate that we are the ones who do suffer from the marginalization the most and the erasure the most. And I feel like if it weren't for the internet, if it weren't for social media, I could have been erased. Do you know what I mean? But I chose to be undeniable, and I chose to be loud.
Oh my
and I
God.
chose to be great. And I'm still here. It's difficult.
Because I can't play too much of that. Um, that was all like that part. Okay, hold on 1 second, it's back.
Trying to tear her down. Lizzo is standing proud and strong and wants others to do the same.
It's a journey, and there's going to be beautiful days where you're looking in the mirror like, ooh, and then there's days where you're like, But all of those days is an opportunity to love yourself.
Yes.
Lizzo keeping it real. You know, she's getting ready to be the first woman ever to headline the Bonnaroo Festival. But, you know, I also asked her about self-care because she's been open about depression in the past. And she says for her, talking about her pain, sharing it with others, brings it out of the shadows. And she's showing us all, frankly, that nobody's happy all the time, that being sad is real.
Right. I love how I said days. Because we all have those days, but we don't share those days.
Right. Only the happy side, and that's not real.
I will say I do like that last part of that message where they're talking about just really breaking that stigma. Sometimes you have days, and some days it's not a good day. I mean, I think that's, but why does that have to, this is not coming down on them, but I think it sucks. I think, why does that have to be said in society? Like, why is that not just assumed, right? Some days are good, some days are bad, and it just is what it is. And people are allowed to have those. I most definitely feel as Black women, we are made to feel that, you know, that strong Black women thing. So it's magnified times 10 when we're down and we're not feeling our best and we're just trying to get through it to feel better. We're made to feel as though we're weak and you're damaged. And you don't know how much I've been through over the last 5 years, and to have somebody or to have people try to imply damage, I totally agree. It helps me to talk about what I've been through. It helps me to get it out at times because that's what it is. Like, and it helps me to do it when I want to do it, right? It's not something I can do on cue, or it's when I want to do it, right? That's what helps me, right? And it's different for everybody, but the stigma, and to hear and to be a part of the Black community, and everybody tries to act like they're so mental health, into mental health, and they're aware that people go through it, but at the same time, they would make you feel like you're off if you admit to yours, right? If you are open and vulnerable about what you're going through, even though they could be going through the same thing that you're going through, they just probably aren't, don't have enough knowledge of what that is, or they're just ignorant to it, or they're not taking care of themselves to get better, right? So they're not vulnerable in talking about this, but you are, right? So because you're vulnerable, that then gives this person the feeling of they gotta up on you, even though they could be going through the same thing you're going through, but you're just more honest about what you're going through than they are, right? Yeah, it's crazy because, like I said, as a Black woman, there's so many assumptions, right? I think I've even gone through where people have thought I was depressed, and I'm just like, no, one, I don't know you, right? And you don't get to tell me who I am in terms of my personality. It is what the fuck I present to you, right? I tell you if I'm depressed. You don't get to tell me that, right? If I don't fucking like you and talk to you, you don't get to just say, or if I don't gravitate to you, or I'm cool on you, you don't get to just imply that there's something wrong with that other person because they don't fucking like you. That's crazy. That is batshit crazy. But at the same time, with knowing yourself, I've known for a long time. I've always told people, like, literally, when I tell you the bullshit, I've always told people I'm an introvert extrovert, right? So what that means, I am very bubbly out in with people, and very like the life of the party. I'm very talkative. People love talking to me about different things, if it's from politics, anything like that, sports. Like, people just love talking to me about things, right? So I am that person that is very, lively in social settings, right? That's why I laugh at motherfuckers. But I'm that person that's very lively in social settings. But I will say, outside of that, I'm so reflective. And like I said, I'm an introvert away from that type of scene. Like, if we're on one, very much more quieter, more cerebral thinking and stuff like that. And like, I'm one of those people who's comfortable with my own company, right? So a lot of times, like, it is quiet for me when I'm not around people. Like, I don't know, I don't mind quietness, basically, is what I'm saying. and I'm not high energy away from people. So if you know anything about introvert, extrovert, you can go look into that. I mean, but like I said, I've always known who I am. I've always said to people, I'm an introvert. And people are like, are you serious? You do this and this and that. I always say, yeah, no. I said, I know it's tricky though. So that's why I think like when I'm at work, I'm not a talkative person. I just rather sit and just do my work. You know what I mean? Listen to a podcast in my ear and do my work. That's more or less my vibe, outside of like social settings or even in front of a mic. Very quiet. I think, the more I've listened to different comedians and listen to different actors and different people, if you really pay attention to people, like when they're in their interviews, they are sometimes really nothing like the characters that they play. And that's not to say that I'm playing a character, but also I'm doing this and I have to be entertaining. And if you think I can keep this up and be this way 24/7, you're crazy. That's a lot of energy. But at the same time, it's sort of like being an actor, and you go in, right? You do your thing. Right. And so I always say, if you you look at Eddie Murphy, the ability to do the characters he do, and then turn around when you sit and see him in an interview, nothing like that. Even comes across as shy, reserved, just not really wanting to speak that much. But then there's times you'll catch him and he'll give you a little bit of something. But it's he's so great at what he does. He has such control over it. Yeah, and it's just like you can't tell somebody about their personality, or you can't tell somebody what's weird for them when they're comfortable, if that makes sense. But there's different facets of my personality, and I think different people see it different too. Like it ain't the same with everybody, and it can't be the same with everybody, and that's just a period on period. All right, so back to Lizzo. So that's where I'm at with it. I think because the song is bad. I think it just came out. I think every time she comes out, we're either talking, like I said, about her weight or any of that other stuff. This led to Instagram, right? And there was this girl on Instagram, and she decided to tell Lizzo how she feels. Now, I don't know if I feel like playing this because it's pretty long, and I thought it was pretty ignorant. There was this white woman. Her name is Nicole Ayers or something like that, and she came out and said, basically me and her agree about Lizzo, right? But sister girl here, let me show you sister girl here. I gotta show you sister girl, Miss Sister Girl Angela Davis here. Where is she at? Miss Sister Girl Angela Davis here felt like you can't talk about Lizzo. Okay, she done turned it to a whole. I think we marching this Saturday. I think she done turned it to a whole race debate. This has turned into the white woman talking about the black women and all types of Karen. I mean, it went from if you wouldn't feel comfortable saying this in person to Lizzo, all types of calling Nicole and telling Nicole that she is a clout chaser while she is making a video about Nicole. Could you imagine calling someone a clout chaser while you're making a video about them? It's so strange. It is so strange. But sis continues to read her and show her the savagery and how everything is a race issue at this point, right? Everything's a race issue. Lizzo fat ass has now become the reason why we are having our marching on Washington. Like it's turned into that. It then turned into her doxing Nicole and putting out all this personal information about how she got fired before because she was arrogant. And I just thought, so now you did the ageism thing. You brought up how she was 38 years old and Lizzo's 33. I'm not quite sure they're in the same decade. That threw me off. But again, why is it again that this woman can't have an opinion about Lizzo? Why is it? I'm just confused. I'm confused. And why did it lead to you saying that this woman will get paws put on her for having a fucking opinion, and you doxing her and talking about how she's been fired from jobs before? Hey, live a little longer, little girl. And let's see about if you get fired from jobs, and if your boss tell you you're arrogant because you know what you're talking about and you're good at what you do. Let's see if those are the words that are used to label you and all of that sass. I got told I was sassy, and I was talking to my manager just like she was talking to me. And because I had to correct her, do you know what they then tell you? You're arrogant for correction. So I thought I was ignorant as fuck. And so I did write on there, I hated it. And I stand by what the fuck I said. I hated it. I hated that it had to be turned into a race issue. I'm consistent with that because I said the same thing about Sha'Carri when Diddy did the same thing. So yes, I'm going to say it for the little motherfucking Angela Davis girl right here. Everything ain't made a fucking race issue. And I'm going to let y'all listen to a little bit of Nicole. Like, you fucking weirdo. But it's the audacity to do talking shit videos yourself, to then turn around and be mad at other people talking shit. Help me understand that. That's the part that loses me. You are trying to turn what you're doing into some social issue now, social injustice issue. Bullshit. Fuck. As soon as motherfuckers find about the Black Panther, they go all radical. They just lose it. Everything's fucking race.
Hey, Nicole, this you? I definitely have a few choice words for you. But first, I would like to address the people in agreement with you, more than anybody, Black people. I get secondhand embarrassment seeing my people being in agreement with you because they are too naive to see a pattern. For some reason, women like you love to take to Twitter when they see a woman of color at their weakest moment as an opportunity to kick them while they're down.
As if Black Twitter doesn't congregate on Twitter to kick Black people when the fuck they are down. I'm so fucking annoyed by this. Now, and this is what I hate. Will you throw some real shit, right, that really speaks to white women, coming at Black women inappropriately, right? Megyn Kelly coming at Naomi Osaka is not the same motherfucking thing as this woman cracking jokes because she's a comedian and she is a personality just like you on Lizzo. It's not the same fucking thing. But let's go ahead. We still marching on Saturday.
As you can see right here, and as you can see here. Nicole, I love how social media gives women like you the safe space and courage to do and say things you know you wouldn't say to our faces.
People get offended for nothing. If you don't want to be fat, get on the treadmill. If you're proud of being fat, keep at it. Good for you either way.
The problem isn't that you said she's fat. The problem is you used it as an insult. Not only did you weaponize her being fat as an insult, you were also disrespectful, rude, and antagonizing. And you and I both know.
She's not disrespectful, rude, or antagonizing, but the videos that she's made. Now, she went viral for a previous video she did about some boy. She called him all types of dusties and all types of stuff. But what she does is not disrespectful in her motherfucking head. What she does is not disrespectful at all. But Nicole talking about Lizzo has turned into us marching this Saturday. This shit is crazy to me. You done weaponized it and da-da-da-da. What? How did she weaponize it? I'm so lost. You know what, Lizzo? It's time to shut the fuck up. I agree. Women are being kidnapped and held as sex slaves. I said that in my last video about the Afghan woman that I just did, and I said it in this video. On the grand scheme of what's going on in the world, this is fucking nothing. A woman was just killed because she didn't have food. Come on. This is nothing. And we keep having this conversation. Women are being kidnapped and held as sex slaves right now in Afghanistan, and you're crying about people called you fat. When you are fat, a self-inflicted obese woman, get a treadmill, watch the news, and get some perspective. Sounds about right. She makes news for even when she loses weight and her fans, she brings it towards our attention. Her fans aren't happy. Like, come on, this is some bullshit. I don't know how much more I'm going to listen to this, but I mean, I'm going to check out the comments. But, I know the comments is going to say that this is funny because Black women, no matter how wrong we are, there's no seeing through it. It becomes either you don't know what somebody went through, their traumas and all types of shit like that, or it becomes a social injustice issue. There's no forms of accountability. And I'm saying that as a Black woman. This has also been my experience. You can't say fucking nothing.
speak to her in this manner if you were to see her in person. I honestly don't understand why it's so hard for Karen.
Ooh, it's gonna be a fight because Lizzo got called fat, even though she said she doesn't care about being fat.
Karens like you to just mind your business. You are a 38-year-old woman acting like a 16-year-old teenager with the face of an 80-year-old. Your bottom lip is stiff and it doesn't move. So the same fillers you use to inject your lips, you should have used it to inject your face so it doesn't look like a leather bag.
Oh my God. So I'm going to age shame you, and then I'm going to then go in on your body now. Girl. Women empowerment, huh? It's women empowerment for who the fuck you fuck with. Don't let that go over your head, okay? Don't let that go over your head out there, public. That's all this is. She literally just turned around and is just doing the same thing that she's calling this woman out for. And that's crazy to me, that she thinks that she has the right to talk her shit, but nobody else does.
In my comment section, you replied to Brian saying, "Wahahaha, a man of God has a problem with the truth." Okay, so let's talk about your truth. You have been exposed on multiple occasions for being a compulsive liar. Your ex Matthew left you because you were both mentally and physically abusive. You're a nutcase. Years ago, you uploaded a YouTube video and received a bunch of backlash for titling it "Dear Fat People." In that video, you also body shamed people. You've been fired from multiple jobs because of your arrogance. So
and this is the part that throws me off, and this is the reason why I don't be on Clubhouse, because it's individuals like this little bitch right here that think that because you just disagree with somebody that you should go and do all of this. I don't understand. It's not personal. You don't know a Lizzo and you don't know a motherfucking Nicole. I don't get that shit. This is that weird ass behavior. All of this, previous jobs, her boyfriend, because she called Lizzo fat. I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. I think people need to get a life. I think people are, like I report on the shit too, but I'm not here for the exposing. I'm not here for the doxing type of behavior. I'm always here for play with a nigga how they play with you. That trumps every fucking thing. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, this Nicole ain't bothering her, and on the level of what she's talking about, which is to trending news, she didn't dive deep into Lizzo's life and bring up her ex-boyfriend and how she may have got fired from past jobs and stuff like that. She didn't do all that shit, or she didn't do all that. So I'm not here for this. So bullshit. I don't even want to hear the comments. Bull motherfucking shit. All right, so that's all I got on the Lizzo shit. I think her and Cardi B is full of shit. Cardi B calling women insecure and projecting is weird, because she's pregnant and thinking about her surgery for herself. She don't look like the woman we knew when she first got into the game. So a bitch who can cut on her face could never say anything to me. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Okay, girl? The popular kids. That shit is weird. Who wants to meet Cardi? No, real talk. No, no, real talk. If you visit, there's no way that you come here, listen to me and talk, and you feel what I'm feeling, and you want to meet Cardi B. There's just no way you want to meet Cardi. For fucking what? What is she gonna tell us? How good she suck her man's dick, all that shit, and he still cheat on her? What the fuck? You ain't gonna tell me shit, bitch. Except kick rocks. Bye. I know how we do here. We keep it bougie. We keep it posh. We keep it black as fuck. Y'all be black, and I am out.